haven't been paying attention the last year plus, Luka Doncic, age just but a number. Experience overseas, we knew he'd be good, but nobody knew exactly how comfortable he would be at this level. The numbers, they continue to rise, as does the stardom, but a humble nature makes him even more likable. He sits down with our own Allie LaForce.
You don't play like a 20-year-old. Do you feel like you're 20, or how old do you feel?
I don't know. I feel like 20.
Playing in the NBA one full year last year, after that, what did you realize needed to change in your routine, and what did you focus on this summer?
Especially my body, take care of my body. I've been doing that, not great, but way better than the first season, and that was really a good change for me.
What are some examples of things that you changed?
My diet, going to the weight room more. Especially those two things were the key.
If somebody said to you, this really surprised me about the NBA, what was it?
I would say the amount of flights and the amount of games, it's everybody knows, it's 82, but until you don't play it, you don't realize how hard it is, and if you go to the playoffs, it's even harder.
What has been the best thing that Coach Carlisle has taught you?
He taught me a lot of things, he's a great coach. He obviously won championships, and, he knows how to lead a team, and I think he helped us all.
So when Coach Carlisle, I was reading some articles where he's giving you every compliment he possibly can, but the one I thought was neat is he said, I wouldn't trade him for anybody, and I would pay to watch him play.
That was special, but you never know. Those words were something special, not to trade for anybody, because you know how many great players are out there. There was just a special message there, right?
Do you feel like it's your team or our team, or how would you describe?
I feel like a team has more leaders than just one, Obviously there's me and KP, but we have some vets like Silly, Courtney, JJ, of course, and they help us way more than we could help.
How would you describe the way you felt the first time you and KP were on the floor together?
Oh, it was great, He's obviously just getting his rhythm, He's been off the court a long time, He's getting better and better. And, he just needs time, and he's gonna be a great basketball player.
Do you guys talk a lot with words on the court, or is it more body language? How would you describe the way you communicate?
I would say with words, obviously. When I know the defenders don't speak Spanish, we speak Spanish between each other, and tell us what we're gonna do so they don't understand us. What's
been your favorite moment with KP so far this season on the court?
I don't know, probably some alley-oops, some passes.
Who's been the most exciting player that you've gotten to play against?
LeBron James, I always admired him since I was little, so that's him.
What was different about playing against him other than watching him play? Was he faster and stronger or smarter? Was there anything that surprised you playing against him instead of watching?
He's one of the greatest, so I watched that. When I play against him, he did that. So he obviously, for me, didn't change the way he played. He always played amazing.
I think you're a guy who sees big picture, and you want the best things for your team and your organization. People talk about you being in the MVP conversation. What does that mean to you, and what's the big goal that you have in mind?
Like I always say, it's special to hear it, but obviously I just want my team into the playoffs. That's our goal, that's my goal. And I've been talking to JJ. He said playing in the playoffs is so much fun, and that's what I want to do.
Well, look, Sekou with his MVP ladder, and there's something missing, perhaps. Now, we've got young rising Pascal Siakam, who we'll get into. Kemba's been great, of course, top three, we understand. James Harden's actually scoring as we speak. The Rockets not even playing right now. Luka Doncic, though, has been, you sit there and you think about the number of ways as coaches and players to impact a game. And how long it took you guys as young players to learn about how to impact in those ways. I know he played overseas and against professionals, but how much are you marveling that at 20, he seems to understand and know on the floor so many things that those 30 don't even know yet on the floor in the NBA?
Well, in only his second year, it seems as that the game has already slowed down for him. And you see that with great players, maybe, their 6th, 7th year in the league when they really start to dominate and take over. The thing that I'm most impressed with about him is his eyes. he sells what he's going to do or what he's not going to do, what he wants the defense to think with his eyes. He comes off a pick, he looks at one guy, but he's passing over here. He sees everything already one step ahead. You know, he's looking past his defender, and the man who's setting the screen for him, he's looking past his defender, and he's already has the play already mapped out, you know, before he gets to it. And that's rare to see in a player that's only in his second year.
I know Sam Luka's worked on his body and will continue to do so. He's not the fastest player that's ever lived. How about how he's getting to spots off of screens, where to pass? He seems to use almost instincts. I think about a fielder in baseball who knows where to position so he can cut down maybe what he can't do athletically. How is Doncic able to get to so many different holes when he doesn't have the speed to do it?
Skill. Look, when you can handle the rock like an extension of your hand, that does everything. Think about Chris Paul. The reason, it's not that Chris Paul's a great athlete. He can handle the ball so well, he never has to look down on it, and he can keep his eyes up. So when you look at Luka, that's the thing, and you factor in his size. And then the fact, in case on push back a little bit, it matters that he played in Europe because he played with grown-ups, and Europe in some aspects is harder. The toughest thing about the NBA is that you're playing against better athletes and the schedule, all the games you play. But when you play in Europe, the game is harder because it's harder to get assists because there's no illegal defense, so teams can play zone. So what you're seeing is he developed, to Brian's point, B. Shaw's point, he developed that by keeping his head up, but it's the skill, man. When you can handle the rock and shoot the rock and keep people off balance the way he does, it makes you quicker. The same as Larry Bird. I never thought Larry Bird could score on me, but by the time he put you in that triple threat and give you that head fake, and if you respond to anything at all and he see you off balance, it's over with because he quick shoot you, he jab and go, or he just shoot that step back on you. So this kid has it all.
You hate to do the, well, it looks like he could be an all-time player. Health, obviously.
He's going to win some MVP. He's going to win MVP.
And by the way, he also doesn't have a belt like they do in the MMA, but a bad, you know what, it's kids.
Yes, he is.
Week, says LeBron. Speaking of LeBron, he was on the ladder at 2. I don't know if he called LeBron dad afterwards. Only 20 is Luka. But LeBron making the Hawks his daddy. Look, the passing has been explosive, but how about the blocks? Lakers, you go back a decade plus since they've had a block party like they have in this game, and they continue to pour it on. It was cut down at one point, B. Shaw, but they have started to kind of pour this thing on late here in the fourth.
Yeah, you know, I mean, they can keep the pressure on you. I think for a moment there when the Hawks started to close down the lead, Lakers were getting bored. Frank Vogel called a timeout, substituted Caruso, Rondo in the game, and then they got it going again. Kuzma hit a couple of shots from deep, and their defense picked back up, and they were able to open it up.
Staples fans happy. They get more LeBron in the fourth because of it. Let's take a look.
9th time Trae Young will be their leading scorer. He's at 31 tonight, so he's got game honors right now for high man. LeBron just one behind.
Not for long.
You're absolutely right. LeBron, and he plays to the crowd again. 33 for number 23. 115.93.
In as many minutes. He's 33 minutes, 33 points.
And of course, Kobe Bryant in attendance tonight. And LeBron putting on a show. Lob to Kuzma! What a pass, and the finish by Kuz.
Boy, you just have to keep moving, boy. When he has the ball, don't spectate. Just keep moving, and he will find a way to find you. Another look at that play where Rondo put LeBron under the gun, and LeBron said, no problem, I got this. And then he followed that up with a play in transition as he throws it up for Kuz. Kuz throws it down. That's the kind of basketball whose Laker fans became accustomed to seeing, and now they're seeing it once again.
It is once again showtime out in L.A. Despite Trae Young's 31, LeBron 3 rebounds short of a triple-double, but forget all that. These 12 assists have been brilliant. In the lead, that puts him up 24. We'll be here for the finish. Don't move. The Atlanta Hawks down but not out. 28 at the break, down to 19. Then a 3 in the corner. Damian Jones, that's right, hit that 3. Trae Young blocked, but a follow from Turner. That's what 15 blocks in this game already. But then they said Crowded House once did, hey now, don't dream. It's over. Not the game, but the run. We're back out to a 20-point advantage. AD, in the last 3-4 minutes, has had a toy with 3 defenders and throw a nice dime for an easy bucket. Back end of an alley-oop and 2 blocks. How do you do? Trae Young, do very well, not well enough. Lead is 20. We'll take you out there as the fourth gets going momentarily in Staples. Trae and the Hawks, LeBron and the Lakers. Game time with you next.